Cher.
Kesha.
Madonna.
Bono.
He said Bono.
Oh boy.
Prince?
That's a good one.
He's a symbol now. So he was, Prince has always been a symbol, but...
Bobo, parentheses, the clown.
No, that's not gonna...
I'm 1 and you're at 3. Okay, let's see it. I gotta redeem myself. It's your turn.
Oh, I don't know.
Galvatron. Got it.
I think we should end on that one. I think you've won. I think you've won the celebrities that go by their first name only game. It's kind of a strange game. Hey guys, it's Sophia with Kamikaze Kiwi. With me always is Booth Babe and Ninja Tony.
Hi.
We just got done seeing Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it was super cool.
It was actually really kind of neat. But in the theme of being strange and kind of how they bring things out of time and kind of deconstruct things in the movie, we're gonna do our list a little different. It's still gonna be pros and cons. Not that you could tell that we ever practiced before, but we're not gonna practice this time. We're gonna really have things just kind of come off the top of our heads, off the noggin. And that also has to do with the fact that Doctor Strange thinks he's particularly clever, and sometimes he's not. So we're gonna see how clever we are whenever we haven't practiced at all.
Oh, I know I won't be clever.
It's gonna be great fun.
I'm terrified, actually. This is I didn't know this was happening. I thought we were gonna practice. I was getting my list ready, and Sophia's just like, oh, we're just starting.
You know, how did Doctor Strange become a doctor? Years of study and practice. We have no study and no practice, and we definitely don't have years behind us. We are 2 nerds with a camera.
It should go well.
It's gonna go excellently. As always, we're gonna start with pros.
Yay! We're gonna write it out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a novel, I think.
Right off the bat with the clever. Right off the bat with a winner. We are gonna do so great. I was defending Tony from the dark world. A bug attacked us. We're outside of the theater. But seriously, I'm gonna kind of start at the end. The pros definitely outweigh the cons. So it's particularly difficult to do this list in any sort of balanced manner. Pros, everything looks spectacular.
Oh yeah, man.
The special effects are top notch. This is something we've come to expect from Marvel, actually, that they've just kind of got their crap together whenever it comes with special effects. Now, a lot of people did, whenever the trailer came out, compare it to Inception. The way that things kind of bend and meld, and yes, but not really.
But that's more like a little taste of what's to come, what people know. Like, oh yeah, you know Inception? Well, get ready for this stuff. It's gonna get wacky.
Like if Inception blew your mind, this is the wackadoodle blowing your mind. Okay. It did remind me a lot more of kind of Ant-Man. If you saw Ant-Man, the way that whenever he shrinks down, the way the world looks, that in that kind of scope, lots of kaleidoscope feel to it.
Yeah, it kind of has a kaleidoscopy, psychedelic-y kind of a 60s.
A little bit.
And that's very, I'm going to name drop here, it's very Steve Ditko, Doctor Strange. I think they really captured that feeling. I don't know if it exactly captured what his ideas were, but I feel like it did capture the feeling of the Steve Ditko, like Doctor Strange early comics.
Name dropping like a real nerd.
Like I looked something up.
And he didn't, because remember, this isn't prepared, as you can tell by the quality. But in general, it does have that kind of feel. Now, the other thing that I noticed that was kind of interesting is the sound that they use with it. Now,
oh, did you notice the musical tone shift?
I did.
Yeah.
That's a pro. That's a pro. So
they had like pop songs, and then they were like, hey, guess what? Now that Doctor Strange broke his hands, spoiler alert, we're gonna change all. I know, but no one knows.
No one knew.
Then we're gonna change all the music to be all original Michael Giacchino music.
And yeah,
really
the tonal shift is great. Well. It also kind of sets you up for the theming. So, as much as you know or don't know about Doctor Strange, this movie's gonna appeal to you either way, which I was not thinking was gonna happen. I really thought with this addition of like magic that would be a problem, which they actually address in the movie. They make jokes about it, that if magic and spells is just not a good way of phrasing it for you, they talk about it in a different way too. And that's really interesting. And the music helped that. The sounds are a little bit more industrial than I was expecting. Everything's a little less whimsical than I was expecting, which honestly, considering that Thor the Dark World is my least favorite of all of them, and it had that weird whimsy to it, I was glad they didn't put it here. Let's see, what other pros do we have? Everything?
The costuming was very cool.
Yes.
Tilda Swinton. Practiced. Tilda Swinton was just so cool in this movie. I loved every scene with her.
She did a great job. And I'm gonna say this right now.
She had that kind of like the sensei who's like, oh, I will train you. But then also she was like a little worried that this isn't gonna work.
There was a little bit of that, honestly. She was like a masterful sensei, but also very humanized as well. And it brought a cool thing because usually it's just like, you're stoic and I know you can do it, and you do it, and I'm just so smart. I'm just like, I look at you from across the courtyard and go. She did that, but she didn't.
But not quite. She's also like fiddling with her thumbs, like, I really hope this works.
She's definitely. She definitely has a more human quality. Now, a lot of people, and this is what I was trying to say earlier, a lot of people are upset that she's not Tibetan, and that altogether it doesn't happen in Tibet at all. It doesn't. It happens in Nepal, actually.
Nepal, yeah.
And one of the reasons, and the main reason that they did that is movies, blockbuster movies in particular, get a lot of backing from China. And China and Tibet, not best friends for life right now.
I mean,
that was part of it. And that's
issues.
They do. They have issues. And so you do have to appeal to your greatest audience. I will say though, it didn't take away from it. Like, they made sure that they did it in a way that wasn't something that was like outstanding that you were thinking about the whole time, which was another concern that I had. I really thought that I was going to be disappointed with such a noticeable change, but it wasn't bad at all. And it kind of was like, there's like this weird diversity element to it, and I don't remember in the comics at all. I don't remember it being very diverse.
No, probably not. In the 60s, everyone was white. It was all white men, just like...
That's everywhere. As far as the eye could see.
Just explaining their powers. Just saying the name of the spell all the time. It's got the cloak of blobby-blue.
I am a white person in Tibet, lining my chakras. Because, that's how we were in the 60s, and then we got better. Also, started in the 60s, so that's good. I'm trying to not have the family in the background, because that's real rude to just record people who don't know they're being recorded.
I know, right? Let's see, what else? Another pro was... Oh boy, I had it in my mind, now it's gone.
They've got to stop moving. They've got to stop having fun. Abrupt cut to cons.
Smash cut. We're in cons.
That's right. So, now that we're here, con, I didn't like the sounds. I love Marvel's sound effects. I think they are always top-notch. I wasn't impressed.
They weren't like super iconic, They were kind of...
Nothing memorable.
Like, Thor's hammer? Yeah, you do. Because it's perfect.
It's because it's perfect.
It's got that ringing thing that happens when he grabs it. And I don't feel like...
And Chris Evanson's shields and shoulders, because they're perfect.
The whirring charging of the Iron Man's...
Yeah.
Pew 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 repulsor blast.
All those things, like, they have such a sound, such and it gives you almost like a visceral response. You're like, nothing did that.
I don't feel
nothing did that.
But even in Doctor Strange the comics, he didn't necessarily have a whole lot of like sound effects. His thing was again the yelling of random nonsense.
The yelling of words. And he didn't really yell a whole lot either.
No,
actually.
He wasn't. Not into the yelling of different like
spells.
The spear smackety smacks.
That is a great spell.
It's a good spear.
For all you
First
guys.
off, it's a spear.
First off, it's a spear. Second off, for all you D&D players, that's a real thing. They stole that from the Marvel universe to the D&D universe. Don't you know? No, they didn't, and that's a dumb. It's a dumb weapon.
Con.
Okay.
Con on me here.
But yeah, the sound effects just weren't that cool, and everything kind of sounded like a gear. Okay, you know whenever you go on vacation and they have those penny smooshers, and so you put 2 quarters in and your penny, and then you crank the lever, and it does this like that, like. Everything like everything.
It's like gears.
Everything sounded like that, but it like specifically cranking gears, like. And I guess maybe that was supposed to like maybe do this whole thing where like everything's interlocked and the decisions you make have effects later and whatever. But it wasn't exciting. Like it didn't. It's like they spent all their budget on the visuals,
which is understandable.
Which is totally understandable. But the audio wasn't that great. Another con, I don't really like Stephen Strange. Not because I don't like him, but because I don't like him. What I mean by that, he's super charming.
What she means is that she didn't not like him. He was always nice.
He was always nice and charming. Like, yeah, he's prideful and arrogant, but in the reality that we have set for him, that makes sense. He would be a prideful and arrogant person. And so it was really difficult for me to like jump on the hating Stephen Strange bandwagon.
That's kind of what I like about Doctor Strange, is he actually is enough of a jerk.
He's a turd bomber.
Like an actual, like he's almost like a bad guy when he starts out, and that's why.
And just
because he's
like,
I don't know if
bad guy doesn't mean he's a bad guy, but it's just not.
He's not there to help people. He's there to, you know, make everything for himself. And they kind of talk about that, but I don't feel like it was. I feel like it has been done better in the comics, and I think they could have done a really good job of it. Just didn't focus on
the thing is, Benedict Cumberbatch is very easily likable. You could have made him nearly despicable at the beginning, and we still would have liked him at the end, because that's the kind of person that he is. And they didn't do that. There wasn't a whole lot of differentiation, and I didn't like that. It makes him shallow. Not shallow because he's shallow personally, but shallow as in lack of character development.
Definitely the differentiation. So like if he was really bad
there was no dichotomy,
and then really good in the end, you're like, okay, I see that there's a change here. But it's kind of like he's gone from, like, instead of going from a 5 to a 1, he went from like a 3 to a 4.
It's not, it just wasn't, it made me feel like he was lacking, actually. And my personal last con, I swear to G-Base, if anybody else calls me a Cumberbitch, I'm gonna Cumberbitch them right in the face, okay? I'm so done with that. First off, I think it's disrespectful to Benedict Cumberbatch, because that's his name, y'all. Okay, second off, okay, you know what? I'll admit, I've been called a bitch a few times in my life. It's not creative, okay? It's not creative, and it's not funny, and it's not clever. And then to say that I'm in fact a bitch for Benedict Cumberbatch, first off, you don't know me, okay?
It's getting a little tangenty
It's getting a little tangenty. You don't know me, and it's rude, okay? It's real rude. I like him in Sherlock, and suddenly I'm a Cumberbitch.
Put explicit lyrics on this one. Right there.
Don't like it. I think it's disrespectful. Like, I'm not even like a Cumber groupie. I don't even know. I'm not a cucumber. I'm none of those things. I'm a Cumber nothing. So I just don't think it's respectful.
All right, because things are strange today, I'll be asking the questions to you.
Oh.
I know, right? Ooh. All right, so story, origin, how do you feel? Go.
No. Yes and no. Mostly no. They don't talk about his sister at all. He's not arrogant. I mean, he's arrogant, but he's not...
Enough?
He's not Cumberbitchy enough.
I'm leading the witness. I apologize.
You are. You are very much leading the witness. So I'm going to say no. I think they did a decent enough job, but the answer is still no.
Music. I missed one. But anyway, go to music.
I'm going to say yes. The music was actually pretty good. The sound effects not so much, but the music was good. love.
Love. Did you like the love?
It's love, yes or no?
Love, yes or no?
Okay. I don't think
this is my show now.
Yes, because it kind of isn't there, and what is there makes sense and actually kind of brings it to the origin. It's one of the few things that I feel like they actually got in the origin pretty well. That and his like really good hair and like facial.
Alright, enough this padding. Did the pros outweigh the cons? That's what people come here for.
Definitely.
Okay, good. And we're done. Okay, bye guys. Oh, I mean, enough to see in theaters.
Yeah, I would definitely go see it in theaters. It's worth it.
Alright, more than once?
This time we actually saw it, what is it, standard? What do they call it now in theaters? Not 3D. We saw it in 2D. I would love to come back and see it in 3D cool. because of all the fun kaleidoscope stuff and whatnot. I think it's definitely worth seeing in 3D. If your favorite character in the entire universe is Doctor Strange, I definitely say see it twice. I know there's tons of stuff that I missed. Easter eggs and all sorts of things. The Avengers Tower seen in the background. There's a whole room of relics. There's some name dropping that I just didn't catch because it's in the theater and it's too fast and you can't talk during it. But I would definitely see it the first time in theaters, probably in 3D. Second time, if you're a fan, and I know I like every other Marvel movie because it got me by my balls, I'm gonna own it. So, post-credits. Yeah, they exist, guys. But what movie are we on now?
This is like every movie we go to.
This is every movie we go to.
So Sophia has a rant about this.
I have to every time.
No.
There's like, what's wrong with society? You leave. Fine. Like all the people in the theater who don't stay for the second post-credit scene, okay? He's actually like legit leaving. But seriously, there's two of them. There's one before the credits and there's one after the credits. Just stay and watch. It's worth the 2 minutes of your life. You don't need to pee that badly.
I did.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this kind of strange review. Ha ha ha. My husband is still walking away from me. It's partial rant, partial bad jokes. I think like 85% bad jokes. But thanks for watching. There are more reviews to come as always. I'm going to be starting this new thing called 5 on Friday, where as you can see, rants and like kind of just random yelling about stupid nerd stuff is like a thing for me. So yeah, so it's going to be 5 minutes on Fridays where I just talk about things. It could be anything. It will mostly be, you know, nerd stuff, but it's also going to be things, movies, music. My first one I'm pretty sure is going to be about how centrifuges don't work that way. Michael Bay and your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles BS, okay? Sorry, I get intense. But definitely subscribe, like. I'm sure there's going to be like tags somewhere around here, like in this nice empty space. Like it was purposeful. Also, I hope you enjoy this because we've said it before and I'm going to continue to say it. We're some nerds with a camera. It's never going to get better.